14% chance, or simply destiny? Could it be true that legendary rim protector Victor Wembanyama is also the last Dragonborn, protector of Skyrim? Our protagonist escapes Helgen as a spur, bearing the birth sign of the alien, only available to those who hail from foreign lands. Under this sign, Wemby defies standard character creation sliders. While Breton in heritage, he has the frame of a modded scale Altmer, clipping awkwardly through the world. He possesses the elite stamina and ball handling of a guard. A red guard, that is, while simultaneously having the high base stats of an orc, the athleticism of a Khajiit, the marksman prowess of a Bosmer, and the resilience of an Argonian. And let's not forget, of course, the blood of a dragon, which grants Wembanyama the ability to learn words of power and absorb the souls of defeated dragon kin. Victor journeys to San Antonio, the city of Black and White run by Jarl Brian Wright the Greater. His first quest? Retrieve the Dragich Stone from Blake Falls Barrows, a temple filled with the creaky, decrepit joints of Lob City's bygone superstars. Wemby finds the Dragich Stone and critically absorbs a word of power in the process. Upon returning to Right-Run San Antonio, Victor receives word that the Western Conference Watchtower is under siege by a raptor of the far north. It is this day, the 12th of Sun's Dawn, 4th Era 2024 against the Hold of Toronto, that the Spurs claimed victory. Wembanyama E recorded a triple-double with blocks by holding left trigger in May layup range. As the Raptors' souls were absorbed, his guards, Castle and Fox, witnessed his first shout. The Greybeards hear the Thuum of Wembanyama and whisper, "Dova King," from the throat of the world, their monastery at High Hrothgar. An arduous pilgrimage for most, Wembanyama's path up the 7,000 steps, crossing over Allen Iverstead to High Hrothgar, simply consisted of a gather step +2, arriving at the top without fast travelling. These monks practice the way of the voice to become the throat goats of the world, but many misunderstand the quiet nature of Greybeards Popovich and Duncan, mistaking their soft-spokenness and lack of media presence for weakness, when in reality their voice is too powerful to unleash except in whispers. Under the tutelage of Masters Popovich and Duncan, young Victor begins his monk training to master the way of the fundamentals. Despite being listed as a center, Victor's training is focused on 4 main pillars: block, assist, rebound, score, the 4 words of power for power, 4 words. To really prove his Dragonborn status, Pop challenges Wembanyama to retrieve a long-past Greybeard artifact, the Lob of Diaran Windcaller. Wemby learns to move like a fox by unlocking Whirlwind Sprint, a shout devastating in transition. Wembanyama reaches for the lob, but someone has already grabbed it. Intercepted. A note sits on the rim instead. Meet me at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Dock Riverwood. It is here he met a pillar of the old melee meta, a legend from an era where big men did not shoot 3 times multiplier step-backs. One who questions the durability of our dragon kin's 8-foot wingspan against physical teams like the bad boy Dwemer Pistons. He is an avatar of the traditional centre. Blademaster Shaquille Groneel. Skeptical, Groneel had to see for himself if Victor could really absorb the souls of the posterized. Shaq takes Wemby to the settlement of Kai's Grove, named after a flat earth scholar ironically known for his sorcery with the orb. From the round burial mound ground rebounds the massive dragon, ready to bully Wemby with bruising post hooks. But Wemby outmaneuvered and outranged the lumbering paint beast with destructive magic from beyond the arch instead. With the BBQ dragon wings of the beast that Vic just cooked and consumed, Shaq has no choice but to acknowledge that everything is a mismatch for the Dragonborn. Having passed the test of the old guard, Wembanyama is summoned to the heart of the political world, the All-Star Embassy Gala. This is the domain of the bureaucratic Thalmor, led by High Chancellor Silver. They only care about the terms of the collective bargaining concordat, a strict decree designed to keep the small market holds in check, so the Adam Airy Dominion retains total economic sovereignty. To the Thalmor, Victor's trajectory towards goathood is a haunting parallel to Maik the Flyer's apotheosis into Talos, the One. But Victor is not the One. No, he is something much scarier to the Adamari. He is the 1 through 5. He is Tall-O's, armed with knowledge that the Dominion wants him nerfed, and the looming threat of the playoffs against Balduin. Meta World Eater, Victor realizes he cannot win a 7-game series with his current shout selection. Victor then treks with Shaq to Skyhook Temple to discover Balduin's Wall, an ancient screen depicting the high flyers of the past. It is now clear that Wemby needs Dragonren to deal with Balduin. Ball knowledge that elite is held by the only being in Skyrim whose reach was long enough to write the prophecy in the first place. Once again, atop the throat of the world, Hakim Olajuwon's stares at Victor. He is the first whose reach rivals his own. Perhaps it is true that, fully outstretched, Wembanyama even has Olajuwon than the Elder Dragon. But to learn the Elder knowledge, Wemby requires an Elder Scroll. Following the clues of College of Wintersport scholar, Victor travels to the subterranean labyrinth of Block Reach, now a desecrated place where Dwemer Pistons once battled and enslaved the blind and desperate G-League Falmer, never to see NBA stadium lights ever again. Grinding through the physical play of DPOY Centurions and solving defensive scheme puzzles, Victor finally manages to palm the Elder Scroll within and returns to Hakim. Wembanyama was already a master of protecting the rim, but adding D-Rens to his defense now enables his block reach wingspan to fully dominate the sky. With the shout selection to challenge Balduin, Victor and Olajuwon's barrage Meta World Eater with high percentage looks, forcing him to retreat to his home court of Sovngarde. To get there, Victor needs wings, and the capture space of his GM back in Right Run, the place they call Dragon's Reach. But despite the crisis at hand, Bull politics still must be addressed as the Jarl of San Antonio tries to remain neutral amidst the OKC Thundercloaks of the West and Celtic Empire of the East. A temporary truce is necessary, so the teams are called to High Hrothgar to negotiate. SGA Thundercloak sits with OKC's True Sons of the Draft, across from General Tatum and Leggett Brown in their green ceremonial uniforms. Superstar egos collide as Shea threatens to use the offensive push-off Thum to remove Jalen's hair, then is awarded 2 free throws. Tatum points to the 18 banners in the rafters of the Boston Hold. SGA points back to his Achilles. The Dragonborn remains unfazed by the squabble, but stands to make his paint presence felt. Without a word, he commands them to stop gnashing teeth as they gnash dribble back to their sides. In the face of Balduin committing flagrant 2 on the entire league, they begrudgingly cooperate. Ready to sweep Balduin on the road, they prepare to trap legend Larry Odaving to stand in for the Spurs. Larry is lured into the birdcage of Dragon's Reach, expecting an ISO play against the Dragonborn, but is trapped by a vicious double team in the corner by the Jarl. Tethered as a restricted asset under bird law, Larry has no choice but to let Wemby climb a bird and carry him to the postseason temple at Skuldafen. They fly over the desolate Playan tundra, looking down at the desperate souls fighting for the 8th seed. Odaving drops Victor at the gateway to the Rafterlife. Sovngarde. Victor enters. Inside is the Hall of Fame and Valor, but Soon Wallace guards the lane. He challenges Wembanyama, who stands eye to eye with him, to a post-life post-battle. Victor proceeds to dream-shake Tsun out of his sabatons and earns entry to the Palace of Heroes. Legends of the League await inside. Kobe the Mamba, Big Ticket Garnett, Russell 11 Rings, the Admiral, the Chef Slim Reaper, and countless other true sons of Rim all equip their uniforms and lace up for one final game. Malice at the Palace of Heroes. Balduin emerges from the mist, the rage of 10,000 technicals burning in his eyes. Victor has read the Elder Scroll scouting report and hits Meta World Eater with D-Rend and Defend tactics. On the ground, Balduin is out of position but still formidable. The World Eater continues to rain shouts on the heroes with high, true shooting percentage. Battered, Garnett rallies with a powerful war cry. Anything's possible! And mounts a counterattack. The Mamba drains a contested jumper in his mouth to stagger Balduin. Perimeter shooters use this moment to sink bucket after bucket as slashers and cutters start to carve up the interior defense. He responds with vicious, sweeping elbows at our Hall of Famers, ones that would send lesser players to retirement in one hit. Blows are exchanged as the game rages on, but our players are nearing exhaustion. They are in dire need of subs, but injury reserve is all they have. Victor Wembanyama, the last Dragonborn, is the only one with the power to take over the game. He is the 1 through 5. Victor locks eyes with Meta World Eater as the hulking dragon charges towards the restricted zone. Victor times his culminating Thum as Balduin rises up to slam home a Thumderous dunk.
First row block.
Roars Wemby as the ball is sent to the 5th row bleachers. The soul of Balduin shrivels, dies, and is consumed by Victor. The band of ballers triumphantly hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. And that is the true story of Victor Wembanyama, protector of Skyrim, saving the world from Alec Baldwin.